What is going on, YouTube? It is your man's Mr. Dominic Cruz, featured on ABC, NBC, CBS, Yahoo, and Fox, coming at you with another video. Yes, another one. Woohoo! Hope you guys are trying for your purpose and mission in life. You guys are going out there working hard for it, grinding it out, and getting rewarded for it, because at the end of the day, we want the purpose and mission in life. Good things do happen. Before I get into the topic that we're going to talk about, what I just recently posted, people often, keep changing relationships rather than changing themselves. And let me just get to that point real quick. What I mean by changing themselves is like, facing the truth about who the hell you really are. Facing the flaws that you really need to fix, because if you're always going to keep, changing relationships, and there's a certain pattern to where it keeps failing, that's a sign that says you need to start changing yourself, because there's a flaw that you probably are avoiding, and you're not working on it to make it better for yourself. I hope that makes sense right there. But we can always debate about that. I can do that for another video. But let me go to the topic that I was asked to do. So I was asked the question, what do men want in a relationship? What is it that us men really want in a relationship? How are, how do they love and stuff like that? So honestly, that is a very interesting question. But here's the thing. When a man wants a relationship, it really varies, but you gotta go before you can even know the answer to that question. You got to know what you want in a relationship. You got to know what you can actually put up with and what you don't put up with. This message is for the ladies, because it's really amazing that it's not the fact that I got asked the question, and by the way, I'm not knocking the question at all, because I would never knock a question like that. But it just amazes me that, there's not that much of an understanding of the opposite sex, because the society doesn't have an understanding of the opposite sex, because they just go based off of 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z, da 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 da. So, but what they really want, it really goes down to, what's your preference? What can you put up with? What do you want? Because you got to come down to about what you really want. And once you really jot that down, and once you really got that linear, then you'll start to notice a different perspective when you'll start noticing a different perspective when you meet different people and stuff like that. So it all comes down to you. Now, there are going to be some guys where just keep it simple, what they really want, and what they really want is just some guys just want sex in a relationship. You know what? That's what they want. Some guys want honesty and loyalty. That's all they want, and of course a little bit of sex here and there, stuff like that. And then there's some guys that just don't want anything in a relationship, but they just want companionship. That's it. There is a lot, actually, that you just have to come down to talking to the person about it, and they got to be straight up honest with you about it, because at the end of the day, if you go into dating someone and there's a lack of communication about what they want in a relationship and stuff like that, it's kind of giving you the answer that they're not really relationship material. So yeah, I hope that really answered that question. Now, the whole thing about how they're loved and stuff like that, pretty much this actually goes down to their childhood. It really goes back down to how they were raised, how they were loved by the mother and the father. It really does come down to that. And you can research it, look at it on Psychology Today, all of that. But the thing is, when it comes to, learning how to love someone, or, knowing how to love someone, where they're not only receptive to it, but, they're reacting positive to it. I think I just said the same thing. Wow. But but the thing is this, that it all comes down to the childhood. Now there are some people that are, raised without mothers. There are some people that are raised without fathers, and there may be some issues to where they don't know how, like, for a woman to love a man and she doesn't have a dad, there can be some complications. I can't specify the kind of complications because it really does vary. She may not know how to treat a man. She may not know how to respect a man because she didn't have a father figure in her life while growing up. She just she just observed it, and that's it. There are some people that are different where they had to learn how to actually love a man. And, those are great. So, and by the way, you could take everything that I'm saying right now. You could take my advice with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, I do research a lot of these things, and I do know what the fact is, and a lot of these things, there are some things that are facts, and there's some things that are just opinionated. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, now for the fellas, if they, pretty much want to know like how they're loving their girl and stuff like that, I mean, it really comes down to how they would love by their dad. I mean, you guys get the whole point if you know what I mean when it comes to how to love someone. It all comes down to their, the parents in their life. Lack of father, there's chances are that they don't know how to love a man the way that you may want it to be. Now, ladies, if there's a man that you're dating and he didn't have a mother in his life, there's a chance that he may not love you the way that you think that you want him to be loving you, because he didn't have a mother figure in his life. I feel like I'm fumbling my words here and stuff like that because I'm walking and all this other stuff, but I really wanted to make this video because it was a request, and really wanted to share this. So, if you want to debate about this whole thing, you can go in the comment section and we can talk about it. You can always talk about it. But that's pretty much like the whole thing. I mean, when it comes to knowing, ladies, when it comes to knowing what a man wants and stuff like that, it really comes down to what you want and what you're really willing to put up with and what you're willing not to put up with. Because people just go into fucking relationships and they just go, I'm just blinded and stuff like that, and just gonna go with the flow. It's so terrible just to go with the flow when you don't know what you want, especially when you don't know what you don't know. So that's pretty much like the whole thing. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, what is your opinions on that, fellas? Feel free to comment in the comment section, and let the ladies know, like, what is it that you really want in a relationship, because there are some women out there that just don't know, and they're just going to assume. So, and then vice versa. So that's pretty much the whole thing. So, if you guys appreciate the videos and stuff like that, and you like the videos, please, go in the description box, and there is a PayPal donation to where where a percentage of your PayPal donation will be donated to be donated to a cause. Especially what we got going on in society today. The world is changing today, and it will be changing again tomorrow. I mean, it's just going to be crazy. And what I mean by that, what I just said, is just like, every day the world is changing. So it's changing, and we just have to adapt. And how the world is changing today is just like we have to adapt to how, it's just crazy how fast we have to adapt to it. So, fumbling my damn words. I feel like I am, but that's pretty much the whole thing. So if you guys find this information valuable, I want you to drop a like, drop a comment, drop a share, because it is your man's Mr. Dominic Cruz coming at you with another video. Yes, another one. All right, guys, till next time, take it easy.